Philip Larkin's poem, Ambulances is, well, it's one of the most powerful pieces ever written about modern life and death. So in this explainer, we're going to decode it, see how he takes a familiar city sound, and turns it into this profound look at everything we are, and the emptiness that's waiting for all of us. You know the feeling, right? It's such a familiar sight, just another part of the city. But when an ambulance goes by, something just cuts through all the noise of your day. You stop and you feel this sudden, strange sense of dread. So why is that? A writer for The Spectator put it really well, observing that this everyday thing has become this potent symbol in our world. It's like a public drama that makes us think about the very private and very real fact of our own mortality. Larkin just absolutely nailed this feeling. We're going to break down his 1961 poem, Ambulances, pretty much line by line, to decode the mystery behind this incredibly unsettling but totally ordinary event. Okay, first up, let's look at how Larkin takes this vehicle we see all the time, and right from the opening lines, turns it into something, well, something ominous and kind of scary. Just look at how he opens. The language is incredible. He doesn't waste a single word setting this chilling, almost sacred tone. So right away, you see this isn't a vehicle of hope. Nope, it's a sealed box, a one-way ticket. That simile, like confessionals, suggests this final private reckoning that you don't come back from. And then he hits you with that last line. All streets and time are visited. Man, that just transforms the ambulance into this impartial agent of fate, basically telling us that nobody gets to opt out. Before we go any further, it's worth taking a quick peek at the poem's structure. Larkin is a master at this, and he uses the very form of the poem to control the pace and the whole mood of the piece. So you've got this very rigid, orderly form, right? 5 stanzas, 5 lines each, a consistent rhyme scheme. And this creates this brilliant tension with the totally chaotic, unpredictable emergency it's describing. It's almost like a calm, perfect container built to hold a storm. And inside that container he does these little tricks, like letting a thought run from one line to the next without a pause, which kind of mimics the unstoppable flow of the ambulance, and the way our thoughts just tumble when we watch it go by. Okay, let's move on to the second stanza. This is where we see this really private crisis just collide with the flow of public everyday life. The poem's focus shifts from the ambulance itself to the people who are watching it arrive. Larkin starts by painting this picture of just life. Kids playing. People coming home from the shops. You can practically smell the different dinners cooking. It's a scene that's just buzzing with a comfortable, normal rhythm of routine. And then, bang, the interruption. The flow of life gets punctured by this one stark image. A wild white face, which just screams terror and sickness set against the clinical red of the blankets. And notice, the person isn't a person anymore. They're an it, an object that's carried in and stowed. This moment creates this really strange intersection. You have all these onlookers, just caught up in their own day, who are suddenly forced to watch a deeply personal crisis unfold. A private tragedy becomes a public spectacle. And for that one moment, everyone is just frozen. So how do these onlookers actually react? And what deeper, way more uncomfortable truth does this fleeting moment reveal to them about their own lives? This right here. This is the psychological heart of the poem. That whispered poor soul isn't just simple pity. Larkin is so brilliant here. He tells us they whisper at their own distress. Seeing someone else's mortality is a sudden sharp punch to the gut, a reminder of their own fragility. It's a moment that just pierces through their denial, and it forces them to feel what Larkin calls the solving emptiness. What a phrase, huh? Think about that word solving. Not like solving a puzzle, but solving like dissolving. Death is the great solution that dissolves our identity, our relationships, our meaning. It's the sudden recognition of a huge, indifferent nothingness that's lying right under the surface of our jobs, our shopping, and our dinners. Larkin then focuses on the life that's being taken away. He describes the unique random blend, everything that makes a person who they are, from their family to their fashion sense. And in the face of this universal thing, that specific individual identity starts to loosen and just fall apart. So let's get to the final stanza and see how Larkin wraps up this whole profound meditation on life and death, and the fragile connections that really define who we are. This whole stanza is just a masterpiece of contrast and paradox. He unpacks the ultimate isolation of death, and its really strange double-edged effect on those of us who are left behind watching. Larkin puts life and death right up against each other. Life, he says, is defined by connection, by the exchange of love. But death, that's being solitary, unreachable. I mean, the world of the living, the traffic, literally parts to let the dying pass by. It's the ultimate symbol of that final separation. And here it is, the poem's final brilliant paradox. Seeing the